few things we've gotten out of our garden this week. Our grapes are turning. Some more grapes, some blackberries. Got quite a few cucumbers. Got some nice sweet corn. We've got a butternut squash, or a spaghetti squash. So things are starting to go. This is just the very first part. Hopefully we'll get quite a bit more. Tomatoes haven't started yet. Sunflowers and all that other stuff hasn't quite came out yet, so we've got a ways to go. But it's getting there. Ta-da! Well, it is Florida, and it is 9,000 degrees outside. And some of my plants are having a problem with it. Some of them are doing okay, but a lot of them are having a real big problem with the heat. And I'm losing some of them. So let's go over here and I'll show you what these look like. So come to find out, the vines that I thought were pumpkins and cantaloupes and everything else ended up being spaghetti squash. But this heat has absolutely destroyed them. All right, take a look at this. The heat has really kind of wiped us out. There's my corn. My corn's still doing okay. It's used to the heat. I'll be picking it soon. I already picked a couple of stalks off and it came out pretty good. But this spaghetti squash has really just taken a beating. I think I've got one left back over there that I can go get. The rest of them pretty much died off, and this thing was absolutely huge. And the heat has just beat it down. It's been like 95, 100 degrees all week, and it is just devastating, this stuff. All right, also because of this heat, I had to look this up, but heat and humidity, if these tomatoes, which are doing great, get too hot, then they will not make tomatoes, and that's what's going on here. They've gotten too hot, and until the weather cools down, they're not going to produce any tomatoes at all. I'll get a few flowers here and there, and then they just fall right off. So again, I still got to wait for the heat to calm down. But over here, this is my turmeric and my dragon fruit, and they are loving the heat. We got some mint down here that's doing pretty good too. So I'm glad to have that back. All right, look right in there. Yep, that is a zucchini. And this zucchini's doing pretty good in the heat too. It looks like I got a little problem there that happened. But it's doing all right in the heat. I'm getting a few zucchinis popping up. And my watermelon's doing real good in the heat. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And this is my cucumbers and my marigolds. And marigolds are finally popping out, but I'm not getting that many cucumbers. I got quite a few last week, but this week, because of the heat, it's just not producing anything. I do water these every night around 8 o'clock so they can soak in overnight, but it is still taking a toll. And yeah, I put some new posts up. I'm getting ready to redo my lights, and I put 4 new posts up in each corner there so they won't be so wiggly. So here's my blackberries. We're coming to the end of this, and the heat has pretty much destroyed these too. You can see where they just kind of dried out and shriveled up. Even though I keep watering it, it's just something, man. I was doing so good too, and now the heat is just really just kind of wrecking all my stuff. So here's my little fig tree. Here's my chickens. Now, I have this chicken mister, and in the afternoon sometimes I do turn the mister on to keep these guys cool, and I do have them under a shade tree and in the shade. So they're doing pretty good. I've got them all together now, so they're all right. Still got some peaches going on here, and they're looking pretty good. Despite the heat, they're still doing pretty good. Now, I did pick some grapes last week. That made me pretty happy. Now this side, as you can see, got a wasp in there, but as you can see, it's kind of, Look, someone's gotten a hold of these and freaking taken all my grapes. Huh. That was there yesterday. Dang, man. Well, let's check the other side, because the other side had some purple ones on it. Was pretty getting ready to cut them. Yeah, looks like something took most of my purple ones too. This whole thing was purple yesterday. Dang. I'm gonna cut that off and take it in the house. I see some down on the ground there. Again, I don't know. Maybe it's the heat that's screwing this thing up too. I mean, this heat's pretty freaking stout. I mean, even my yard's dying off, and I don't know. The blueberries seem to be doing all right. Something happened to that side there, but the rest of it seems to be all right. And this guy's really sprouting up. This guy's doing all right. Kind of in the shade. This banana tree is doing fantastic. My other one is not, but this one's really going to town. This is the best I've seen this one yet. Maybe we'll get some bananas soon, I don't know. Don't know. Bananas! Well, it's scallop season, and I'm gonna work on my boat probably later this afternoon. Get the engine all tuned up, because I've got like 4 or 5 people that want to go out scalloping this next couple of weeks and get this baby out in the water. And I am thinking about selling it. Thinking about selling that and the canoe and getting a bigger freaking fiberglass boat. Just because that is a little hot. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a jet boat, so I can get in some pretty shallow water with it. Just not sure yet, but I am thinking about it. But yep, and I'll be doing videos when we get out on the scalloping thing. I'm gonna mount a camera up on the thing, and I'm gonna have one on my scalloping mask, so that'll be fun. Looks like my strawberries are doing better, even though it's still pretty hot out. So these are potatoes underneath here, and they're just not doing nothing. I got potatoes planted on the other thing, but it's just so hot, they're kind of stagnant. My dill's doing real well, and I'm getting some parsley and rosemary, and my basil and stuff's doing pretty good. And I do have some flowers on these little cherry tomatoes. So some of this stuff's doing okay. Others is not. But I hope this heat breaks soon. Looks like I'm gonna have to trim this guy. She's getting kind of tall. This is mint, and it's doing pretty good in the heat. My sunflower looks like it's gonna need some more water. I water that every day, but she's pretty big sunflower. We got another one popping up here. And nothing else really going on in there. Not really getting much out of these pineapples either. Well, we'll just have to see how it goes. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the weather will break soon. All right, so last week, the dog found this cat out in the yard. And now it has cost me, I don't know, $150 or so, but it's up and kicking. At least it ain't pushing up daisies. Right, cat? Say hello, cat. But it's doing much better. It's kind of playful now. And its eyes are open. Before, its eyes were all matted shut, so. And now it's just looking at my camera like, what the hell? And Tiffany is just yakking up a storm. Aren't you, Tiffany? Cat-tastrophe. Goodbye, cat.